everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of Movie Talk. And this is the third installment of Fright-tober's 2023 movie collection. And this movie is actually a really good movie. It's not a Halloween movie, but it does have a certain Halloween feel to it, like many of the Fright-tober movies. And that movie is Coraline. After moving from Michigan to Oregon, Coraline finds her life to be extremely dull until she finds a secret passageway to an alternate world where everything seems perfect. But could it all be too good to be true? Okay, highlights of the movie. This movie was made back in 2009, so it's slightly over 10 years old. So it approximately about 14 years old. It is a stop-motion animated dark fantasy horror film that is directed by Tim Burton. And it's based on the Neil Gaiman, and if I mispronounced the name, I apologize, novel by the same name. Now, I've never read the book, so I don't know how closely the movie follows the book. Those of you who have read the book and seen the movie, please let me know in the comments section. And it tells the story of a young girl who wishes for a better life and discovers a secret door to an alternate world. Okay, things I like about this movie. I liked the animation. It was stop-motion animation, as I mentioned on the previous page, which is actually really good animation. It takes a little bit longer with the stop-motion because you literally, you move the character, you stop, you take a picture, you move the character, you stop, you take a picture. It's probably takes the same amount of time as regular classic animation, where you have to draw every little tiny movement. This one, you have to do every little movement, and take a picture and then move the character slightly, maybe half a centimeter. Take a picture, move the character half a centimeter or a millimeter or whatever. Take the picture, and it takes a long process. I think this movie took about 2 years to develop with the filming. But it's really good. This was stop motion was I don't want to say it was the Generation 1 computer animation, but it's because it's not computer animation at all. But it's extremely close. It's computer animation is a hybrid. To me, it's a hybrid between stop motion and classic animation, because it's three-dimensional, or it can be three-dimensional, stop motion, but it's almost like a flat. It's almost like classic. It has the aspects of classical animation to it as well. So this is, to me, stop motion is the precursor to CG animation, or what we know now as CG animation. So I liked the animation. It was really good. I liked the characters. 6 of the characters actually have alternate characters in the other world. So several of the voice actors, 4 of the voice actors, well, actually 5 of the voice actors do dual roles, because they play characters in the real world and then characters in the alternate world as well. One of them is actually mentioned in the character thing. The others, I'll let you know which ones do the alternate. So the characters were great. You see a stark difference in the, but you're supposed to, in the characters in the real world persona and in their alternate world persona. And I don't just mean in the physical look where they're brighter, and in the alternate world and they have buttons for eyes. But their personalities are vastly different in the alternate world as opposed to what they are in the real world. It's like it's a bam 180 in the alternate world. They are like the complete flip side of the coin, which is the purpose of this alternate world, is to, not so much of a spoiler alert because you kind of get the idea, is to draw Coraline into this alternate world. This alternate world is a better world than the real world. So I like that. I liked the plot line. It's a really good plot line. I like the two worlds, the two different worlds, how they were similar but very different from each other. The ending was good. I liked the ending. It was really cute. And I liked how it's a horror movie, but it's so subtle. Like, it's not really subtle, but I would not have pegged this as a horror movie, really. I would have dropped the horror and just left it as a stop motion animation dark fantasy on it, because to me it's like, it's not really horror, it's more dark fantasy. But I can see why they put the horror in there too, because there are parts that get, particularly when Coraline realizes what's going on, that get a little creepy and whatnot. So I get that. I get why they put the horror in there. But to me, it's like, I would not classify this as a horror movie. To me, it's not your run-of-the-mill horror movie. It's more dark fantasy than anything. So I do like it. I have seen several of Tim Burton's movies. Beetlejuice, Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride was the most recent one I've seen. Nightmare Before Christmas. I think he did James and the Giant Peach too. So I've seen a lot of his movies, and I knew without even seeing Tim Burton on this, like, I think he had a hand in this because this would be right up his alley. Not just with the stop motion, but with kind of like the darker fantasy to it, to a degree. Not that all of the movies I've seen that he's done were dark fantasy, but a lot of them were. And it's just, that's just what he does, and it's like, I'm okay with that. A lot of people like the dark fantasy. I'm okay with dark fantasy as long as it's not like really creeped out weird dark fantasy, and this is not, in my opinion, really creeped out weird dark fantasy. It gets to that point where it's almost going to get there, but then it kind of pulls back, in my opinion. So I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. I don't watch this movie year round. I really only watch it at Halloween time. Sometimes, I'll take that back. Sometimes I will, like, if I'm in the mood for it, I'll watch it when it's not Halloween time. But I feel like this is more of a movie that if I'm going to have a specific time that I watch it, it's going to be around this time of year. But it's like really good. I do like the movie. It's really cute. The little ragdoll is creepy adorable. I'm going to say that right now. The little ragdoll of Coraline that she gets near the beginning of the movie, so it's not really a spoiler, is kind of creepy adorable. It's adorable in the fact that it looks like her, but it's creepy when you learn what its true purpose is. And I'm not going to say what its true purpose is. That's kind of a spoiler. And I remember, I like big into Monster High, and they had these little plushie dolls of the characters. And, being Monster High, they made them look kind of like voodoo dolls, so they had the little button eyes on them. And I had my Claudine one out, and my sister saw it, or I had like a couple of them set out, I think. I think I had like, Claudine and Cleo and Laguna and Frankie and Draculara. I think I had those 5. I think I had them sitting on my bed or something. And my sister came in my room or something to ask me something, and she saw them, and she looked at them, and she's like, you know what those dolls remind me of? Of Coraline, because of the little button eyes they had. So I know it's linked to this, and it's not linked to this. It was just something that I just wanted to mention, because she did mention Coraline in there, and it had to do with the button eyes. So, yeah, I mean, Coraline does have that creep factor to it, but it's, like, so subtle that, to me, it's okay, it's not a movie I mind watching, because I'm not into creep. I do not like being creeped out. I mean, there's a couple movies that are a little, like, out there that I do like, and a few shows that I do like that do have that creep factor, too, but I just don't watch them at night. I watch them during the day. With the exception of Mountain Monsters. Mainly because I don't really like being creeped out at night. During the day, I don't care, because I have all day to kind of get it out of my system. And this is a movie where I wouldn't necessarily watch it at night, but I would watch it in the evening, because the creep factor is there, but it's so, in my opinion, so minimal that for me, I can watch it in the evening, like, before dinner, pause it, have dinner, come back and finish watching it. Just because it's so minimal. Is it a movie I would watch with my niece? Not at this point in time. I would let her get a little older. But it is, it's still a movie that I really like. I would not recommend it for little kids, because it does have a bit of a creep factor to it. But for, like, older kids, like 10, 11, 12, I would say it's probably okay. Let me just check the rating on it, because I'm not 100% sure what the rating is. I would say probably PG-13 or PG, but you never know. This one. Because I don't want to say, like, it's okay for, like, 10, 11, or 12-year-olds, and they have it be, like, PG-13. Basically. And it doesn't say what the rating is. Okay, so, like I said, I can't find the rating, but my guess is at the most probably PG-13. It's probably somewhere between PG and PG-13, probably on the high scale close to PG-13, if it is PG. I would not, so you do want to watch it, I would say it definitely is something you want to watch with your kids if they're younger. But it's not, I doubt it's, like, rated R or anything. I would think the highest rating it has is probably PG-13. Would be my guess. Okay, cast. This movie had a great cast of actors. As I said, a couple of them do dual voices for the alternate person. 5 of them are going to be doing dual voices for the characters in the real world and the characters in the alternate world, even though there are 6 characters that have alternate characters. One of them does not talk. And it's going to be the characters that come up on your screen. Characters 5, 6, 7, and 8 that come up on your screen. Okay, before I sign off, a few things I'd like to touch on. First off, a quick reminder on my comment rules. Number 1, no mean comments. Number 2, no bad or curse words in comments. Number 3, I'm not opposed to debates, but please keep it civil. And finally, number 4, please be respectful of me and each other. Okay, please leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Also, feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. I have my name for those sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. And the links for any sites mentioned in this video will be in the description section. Okay, YouTube subscribers. Any of my videos that cannot be found on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Facebook friends. Basically the same thing. Any of my videos that are not on Facebook are on my YouTube channel. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my Facebook group, Fanfic Corner. Okay, please like and share if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.